And here we go. Unnecessary Roughness live on a Saturday night, right after, I would say it's usually right after college football, but we here at Unnecessary Roughness are respecters of all ball. We are respecters of all baseball, all football, anything that captivates us. And we just watched a captivating World Series. Has nothing to do with the fact that our producer is a super Dodgers fan and refused to go an hour ago. But here we are, Kayce Smith. It is another Saturday night in paradise, brought to you by Twisted Tea. Grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today, whether you get the original or the raspberry or the peach. I'm looking at the peach in T-Bob's hand. I believe the peach is my favorite flavor. They got some great flavors. Get your Twisted Tea. Nothing goes with college football or the World Series, frankly, like a Twisted Tea, hard iced tea. Hello, Kayce.
Hello, Brandon. First of all, I would be remiss to not say congratulations on your big win. As we were mentioning before we went live, your eyes are the bluest I've seen in a very long time. So I don't know if that's just the glow of winning a football game. But congratulations to Lukey. This is one of those nights where you look and you're like, how can you not love sports? I know that's the most cliche thing of all time, but just how can you not love what we witnessed today? The morning slate was kind of shitty, but by the end of the night, just everything that was going on, Game 7 with everything that could possibly happen in a baseball game, just extra innings, just everything. It was awesome. And if you don't like sports, I truly don't know how. And I know that's cliche and cringy, but it's true.
Yeah, T-Bob, you ready to go? I noticed you're not in the Shire tonight. It's about goddamn time.
Oh, fuck, Mike. Shit, god damn it.
You have a Barstool flag in the background. That's way better.
Yeah, look, check it out, guys. I still haven't unpacked my office. We're going to get everything. But, yeah, what a night. Like Kayce said.
Where are you?
I'm in my office in my house.
His good night Barstool setup.
You have the black cages in your house, too?
My wife saw them in the Mosley studio and got them for me to build out here.
Wow, that's really professional. Look at you. Okay.
But I just have unpacked boxes everywhere. It doesn't matter. The point is, right before the show, Kayce's comment on your eyes. I was just telling you that you look like very refreshed for like a show that we're starting at midnight. Like there's like a glow, a certain je ne sais quoi, and then we're trying to piece it together. He's like, okay, did he get laid? And then no, it's the SEC win. He's got that SEC win glow. Look at our guy, dude. He's on top of the world.
Doesn't he look extra glowy tonight? Like there's something. It's like he did some skincare maybe. Yeah. His eyes are so blue.
Brandon, you look chipper.
Yes, he looks chipper.
Like, that smile's got a little something extra. Even when you're not smiling, you're smiling.
Yes.
Guys, I feel good. It's good. It's good to win one every now and then. Listen, we've been close. That putt's been on the green. It's been lipping out. It's been lipping out every single week. You think the putt's online, it's going in, then bang, it turns. And finally, I didn't even know we were on the green today. We didn't even feel like we were on the green. And we chipped in from off the green and finally got one. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. The difference in us going to Starkville next week, 5-4 and 1-4 in the SEC, as opposed to 4-5 and 0-5 in the SEC, is gigantic. Yeah. It is so big. I'm so excited. I was dreading going to Starkville like 6 hours ago. Now I can't wait to get to Starkville. But yeah, we'll talk about that win, because in the grand scheme of things, Mississippi State's win over Arkansas, not that big of a deal to the people that are watching tonight. But it is a big deal to me, and I do feel good. So thank you. All right. Good. So if try to encapsulate the day and looking at what the highlights of the day, I came up with 2 teams that went down and 2 teams that said not so fast. 2 teams that stood up and said, you know what? Our demise has been greatly exaggerated. The 2 teams, down goes Miami, down goes Georgia Tech, down goes the ACC, question mark. And then Texas and Oklahoma both stand up and both say, whoa. Yeah, our demise has been greatly exaggerated, but we start with a familiar place that we seem to start with every single year. This team has a knack for making us believe and making us think that they have come back and they are about to play for a national title or do this, and Miami has done it again. Kayce Smith, Miami has done it again. Before the season started, there were 2 huge Miami believers on this podcast. That was me and you. Big Ev was kind of on the fence. He saw the vision, but he wasn't quite committed to it. And T-Bob was totally anti-Miami. Now, I will say, over the first 8 weeks of the season, Miami took turns, or Miami stood up and said, "Hey, everybody believe in us," and everybody jumped on board. And the second you do that, Kayce Smith, here we are again.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mario Cristobal is now 4-11 in November. You simply cannot do that. This team had everything going for them. We saw what happened when they lost to Louisville a few weeks ago. Carson Beck had the 4 turnovers. Tonight, it was the same self-inflicted mistakes. You know, they have the penalty on the last drive in regulation that ends up setting SMU up to even take it to overtime. And then Carson Beck does what Carson Beck does best and have an interception. And I'm going to pass the ball to T-Bob because you are right, Brandon. For the first, 8-9 weeks of the college football season, we were like, okay, Miami, Carson Beck, this is a better fit. But Mario Cristobal is going to Mario Cristobal. T-Bob, you ended up being right.
Well, look, I don't care about framing it's right or wrong because, like, whatever. Like, right, I've been wrong about 7,000 things this season. There's been many great surprises, many teams that we thought were going to be great that have fallen off. I think maybe what I would explain is why I was a Mario Cristobal doubter, and it's because if you took out last season's record, which I guess is. Well, whatever. No, it's still a big sample size. If you took out last season's record, you had it was either 12 or 15 seasons as a head football coach where he was 75 and 73 overall. He's just a guy that is just okay, and that looks like it's once again proven to be true. And the reason why I'm calling Mario Cristobal is because he actively finds ways to lose. I mean, look at this, guys. Do y'all know how many rushing yards? Do y'all know how many rushing yards SMU had when regulation ended? -2.
I was going to say 12.
I was negative 5, and I thought
-2. They were being outrushed 159 to -2 entering overtime. They held SMU to 3 of 12 on third down. Miami one-time possession, 37 minutes to 22. Like, how you lose these games is by finding a way to lose these games. And unfortunately, it's what Cristobal kind of consistently does. And on the flip side of it, I don't know what happened to Carson Beck. We can get down to that. But on the flip side of it, SMU now, 4-1 in the ACC, 13 conference games in a row at home. And SMU is not going to have a year that we're going to remember or talk about like we did last year. But this is still a really good year on a program proving, no, we can start to win pretty consistently in this league, even when maybe we don't have our best team or the easiest Power 4 schedule in the country.
Big Ev, here we are again.
No, I mean, listen, Mario Cristobal, he just has an innate ability to just underachieve. Because, listen, we got behind this team because we saw the flashes, we saw all the talent on the roster. They have multiple future first round picks on both sides of the ball. But he just continues to drop games that they shouldn't drop, lose to teams that he shouldn't lose to. And it's not just knocking SMU. They're a solid, respectable football team. But they're not nearly as talented as Miami, and they just found a way to fumble it away again. I mean, it was just a bad performance, bad in crunch time. I mean, like T-Bob said, that they won in the line of scrimmage. They weren't able to run the football at all. They were dominant up front on the defensive line, and they still just – their offenses couldn't find a way to win. I know Daniels was out, but I mean, they still have plenty of firepower, and they should be able to run the ball at a better clip themselves. I mean, just an egg, laid an egg. I mean, the ACC is wide open. There's 6 teams that can win the ACC.
Yeah. So Liam, I'm gonna let you talk, but I feel like we're putting this at the feet of Cristobal, and that's fine. He's the head coach. That's usually where the blame goes. But Carson Beck has turned back into a pumpkin. It was yay, wine and roses there for about 6 weeks, and now Carson Beck has kind of turned back into what we kind of saw him as at Georgia. That's kind of where we are right now. But Liam, take this game wherever you want to take it.
Yeah, what we knew was what we thought was going to happen back in August is exactly what is happening with Miami. I echo once again everything that T-Bob says about Cristobal, the culture, the program that he's instilled there, and I can't believe that you and so many others continue to go back to this well and actually seem to think that something's going to happen. I mean, you could see it in last week's game against Stanford, just how they came out and started. Yes, they end up blowing them out, but they're sluggish to start. They're not happy. They're they're not getting up for games. Did you see how they walked off the bus into SMU Stadium today? Like, it's those kind of little things that you notice. Carson Beck post game, remember how jubilant and just likable he came off after a Notre Dame win. Look at him today after the loss. It's very Cam Ward reminiscent, where it's just blaming everyone else other than yourself, and you're QB1 of the Miami Hurricanes. Like, you got to take it on the chest, playa. You made a really bad decision in overtime. You're one of the sole reasons that your team loses again, despite being a heck of a lot more talented than the opposition, despite having them where you needed to have them. Despite the offensive line doesn't show up either. Like, their offensive line's not getting near as enough push as they should be getting against SMU. I know we want to keep it like 90 minutes tonight, so I'll refrain from going further, but they are pathetic beyond belief, and good luck investing in them next year.
Brandon,
I want to push back on something you said. I want to push back on something you said. When you said you can't believe guys like me and other people keep falling for him. You know, in the preseason, I'm gonna accept that. But like, they did spend like 5 or 6 weeks looking elite.
Yeah, they looked great.
Did. They looked great. They looked great to start this season. Beck looked great. Those receivers looked fantastic. They destroyed the South Florida team. It was solid, not great, whatever. They beat Notre Dame. No. I just said they're solid, not great. They destroyed the South Florida team. They beat Notre Dame. Like, the win over Notre Dame is
Notre Dame. I give them that. It was great.
Fine, but like they did spend the reason this is so crazy that's happening again. They spent 6 weeks looking like the opposite of what we've seen the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but and I guess it's like it's somewhat similar timing to last year. It just felt like last year was the best team they ever had. That team still found a way. And as far as like maybe, because I'm laying this at the feet of Cristobal from like a bird's eye view type of standpoint, like a culture standpoint. But if you wanted to point something specific, I thought it was pretty soft. 25 seconds, 1 touchdown with a quarterback, Carson Beck, that you're paying about $4 million to not try to make something happen. I mean, to just take a knee and go into OT, I don't know. And it's a minor quibble. It's against the odds, probably wouldn't happen, but I think Cristobal should have tried to
Brandon,
score.
to your point though, and I mean, it is like, it's easy to blame Cristobal because he is 4-11 in November. But to your point, and I agree with you, in retrospect, no matter what happens, whether a team is way better than you thought they were or way worse than you thought they were going to be, while they were winning, Miami was that team. They were in that conversation, not just with people preseason. They were in it, and again, it's obviously not the case, but they were in the conversation with the top teams in the country because they were playing that way. It's just the Carson Beck situation that we saw at Georgia is just replaying again, and it's just a bad storm for them. And the ACC as a whole, and I know we'll talk about Georgia Tech, but the ACC as a whole is just a fucking disaster.
But like this isn't just a Beck issue. If you're watching the Louisville game, you notice really bad emotions across the board from everyone. If you're watching the SMU game today, you see their defensive linemen, committing a penalty and whining about for 45 minutes, and it's stuff like they have a horrendous culture. Again, whatever.
Yeah, we can move on from that.
I can't keep
Oh, y'all are fine. That's good discussion.
No, I'm tired myself of having to rip them apart the same way every year. Like, I'm annoyed by me.
Also, I will say, Liam, I know you said the 90 minutes thing. I think Brandon was under the assumption we would be watching like 18 or 19 innings of baseball.
No, I wanted all of y'all to shut the fuck up.
Well, no, yes. And when you did text that, it was very much looking like we might have 18 innings again. But
again, really want to stress that I wanted all of y'all to shut the fuck up.
Okay, fair. DraftKings, only one play can change the season. One upset can silence the stadium. With every snap, the stakes get higher, and no one brings you closer to the action than DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting. The NFL, a great way to jump into it. DraftKings always has the live in-game betting, which is so much fun. If you're a new customer, bet just $5, and if that bet wins, you get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. So every Saturday, Sunday, whatever day it may be, the NBA is back too. So if you'd rather bet on basketball, you can do that as well. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code ROUGH, ROUGH. That's code ROUGH to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
So, the ACC, as it looked 18 hours ago, no longer exists because we thought Miami was still up there with the class of that conference, and Georgia Tech was in position to really make a run. And to me, Georgia Tech's the opposite of Miami. Georgia Tech is a team that has spent 6 to 8 weeks just skating by and not really looking that great, and then somehow winning at the end. And their luck finally ran out. They go to Raleigh, North Carolina. They give up 50 points basically to NC State. Down goes Georgia Tech. Jaden Scott, NC State's running back, 200 yards rushing. Big Ev, I'll start with Big Ev. Big Ev, I know we love Brent Key and we love the toughness and we love all these things about Georgia Tech, but at the end of the day, this one feels like it's been coming for some time.
Yeah, I mean, I think since the Wake Forest game, that was the first one they should have lost. I mean, you can go to the Colorado game, like they were able to skate by, like make some mistakes, get by, then kind of feast off other teams' mistakes, like the Duke game, for example. Wake Forest have a big comeback. I feel like this was kind of inevitable that they drop one like this. Like I think it was pretty abundantly clear to even someone like me who picked them to go to the title game before the season that they weren't a real contender. Even if they do find a way in the playoffs still, I feel like depending on matchup, like they're a team that's poised to get blown out probably. But I respect the hell out of them. But I mean to go give up 48 today in Raleigh was disgusting. It was a bad effort, not tough, not physical. Defense was really bad, obviously. But I mean, listen, they're still in the mix. Like they still can win the conference. Obviously, now it's just a crapshoot.
I know where you're going, Brandon.
I'm going to ask you. No, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question, but I got to ask Lukey a question first. The chat says, "Why are we not live on YouTube?" Are we live on YouTube?
We're live on YouTube. I'm seeing all the comments come in.
Okay, they're just fucking with me. Okay,
I'm guessing. I don't know. All the comments are coming to YouTube.
I just want to make sure we're live on YouTube.
Yeah,
We're live.
Okay.
Lukey says we're live. Okay.
T-Bob, it is now time. It might be past time to have a conversation. You, as the erstwhile host of Wake Up Barstool,
What a
you
word.
get to talk to some of the great coaches in this country. You get to wake up and talk to Kalani Sitake and all these great coaches. And the Wake Up Barstool curse has struck again.
Yeah,
it's not
it's making me uncomfortable. As you can see, I'm fidgety. I don't.
Wait, hold on a minute.
What?
Hold on. Has it happened to every single coach you've had on?
Stop. I'll tell her. You were on a bye week, doesn't count for you.
Yeah. Sorry. No. Kayce, if you're worried about A&M, there's been multiple coaches that have.
Just keep it going. We don't have to talk about that.
No. What I'm saying is this is part of the curse. There's been multiple coaches that have specifically come on during bye weeks because they've got wind of the curse.
Okay.
They have been fine.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know the fuck's like if you come on Wake Up Barstool right now, you just lose that weekend. It happened to Kenny Dillingham when he was talking shit to Brandon. Then it happened to Joey McGuire after that. It happened to Dan Lanning, I believe, because I believe that was the week of the Indiana game. It happened to Brett Bielema, who we love dearly. And now it has happened to Brent Key, who we also love dearly. Head coaches are 0-5 when they come up. And the sad part is they are absolutely – people know this. The A&M SID specifically, I think he texted me afterwards, and he said that the only reason they came on, it was because it was a bye week. So it is
oh, my God.
I told them to schedule somebody with a cupcake. And then they scheduled Georgia Tech going to NC State. And a CJ Bailey that can always be a little live. And now you look at this NC State team, they beat both Virginia and Georgia Tech. I don't know what the fuck happened to Georgia Tech's defense. How is Haynes King going to go for over 500 total yards, score 4 touchdowns, and lose the game?
Well, that's the issue. Haynes King can't throw for 400 to win a game. That just says that they're trailing the whole game and their identity isn't blossoming. That's the issue.
Well, I know, but I'm saying how is Tech's defense, which is I'm not saying they're like murderers, but like they're how is Tech's defense not 10 drives, 8 scoring drives, 6 touchdowns, and you mentioned like the thing is NC State starting running back Hollywood Smothers, he's great. He was leading the ACC in rushing. He was out this game. Duke Scott came out of nowhere. It goes and rushes for 200. So this was like. And, it's funny. We talked to Key about handling the noise, the rat poison, all this other stuff. But this is kind of a classic, just didn't quite come correct. Mixed with them probably playing over their head and having some win luck up to this point as well.
I'd like to take this time to personally invite my friend Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, I would like to talk to you on Wake Up Barstool. I'm on Monday and Wednesday. So 1 of 2 things are going to happen here, T-Bob. Either I'm going to get what I want and beat him, or the curse is over. That's a
win-win.
Right,
that's kind of that's a win-win. I would love that.
Has it happened on every day of the show, or is there a specific day it hasn't happened yet?
No, day is irrelevant. Though we
good.
do normally have the college coaches on Wednesday when Brandon is there.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have them on Mondays because that's Dave's day. Yeah. So
we had Landing on Monday though.
Yeah, that's true. We had because
so it's just all days. If you happen to be zooming in to Wake Up Barstool, not on a bye week, you're fucked.
Somebody's going to break it.
Okay.
No, that's just yeah.
Did y'all have Clark Lee this week?
No.
Okay.
No, we did not.
I'm asking. Oh, Big Ev. Let me tell.
Oh.
Talk to me.
Uh-oh.
I've been looking for a win, right? A personal win, and I got one today with Arkansas. But I've been looking for a game that I just read right and was correct about. I read this Vanderbilt Texas game like a fucking book, man. I read this thing cover to cover, and even read it twice and did a review and posted a strongly worded review online about it. That's how much I read it. And you with your fucking stupid ass, if you put your money behind Diego Pavia, he's going to fight for it. There's no fucking way Vanderbilt should have pushed that. SEC officials need to answer. Somebody needs to go to jail. Vanderbilt got their fucking ass kicked and then pretended like they were in the game for the fourth quarter. Fuck you, Vandy, and fuck you, Diego Pavia.
Diego Pavia getting points is a system play. No one fights harder for your money in America. No one will work harder for your money in America than Diego Pavia. You put your money on that guy, he will fight to the final whistle. They should have got that onside kick. I can't believe they didn't recover the onside kick. That thing,
they had it, dude. They took it away from each other.
Felt like it was sitting on the ground for an hour. I wanted to just jump through the TV screen and dive on the fumble myself.
Brandon, I do have a personal win for you.
Go.
Abilene Christian 31, Tarleton State 28.
Oh, there we go, dude. Look at that.
Somebody read that game better than Brandon Walker.
Wow.
See, this is why you think FCS football, you think Brandon Walker. And I definitely didn't just find out that score now. And I might be a fool because he might be lying to me. But
I'm being dead honest. Like half the top 10 lost.
Tarleton State lost?
They're number 2, yeah.
You called me a fool.
I said it was a terrible pick.
You called me a nincompoop, a Nimrod.
I did. I didn't know Trey Page wasn't playing. That's a big deal. Yeah, they lost.
That's really why Brandon's eyes are
you
so
should have
blue.
asked me. I could have told you Trey Page wasn't playing.
Brandon's eyes are
I
so
didn't know
blue because of that.
You did?
Yeah, I should have told you. That's on me. I was tired Wednesday.
Oh, ball knowing B-Walk strikes again.
Brandon, the thing with Vandy. Oh, look at that.
We can do that?
Oh, yeah, we can do that easy on StreamYard.
6 top 25 teams lost.
That's incredible.
We should do a box score analysis show where we just find that. Oh, sorry, I'm brainstorming. Go.
No, Brandon, I was going to ask you though because you called the Texas game and you were absolutely right. Now, obviously, down the stretch, it became a much different game. They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. But I think, and I can only speak for myself, but I think I can speak for you too. What was so surprising about this game was not necessarily that that Vandy could hang in. It was the fact that the offense. Arch Manning had his best game today. Like he's all of a sudden coming on, and it's like Vanderbilt's defense has not been phenomenal, but Arch has not looked that way. And I know he looked that way in the second half and all of that against Mississippi State. That's fine. But that was the biggest surprise to me was not just that Texas was winning the game and Texas defense lets Vandy back in. It's that this offense finally looks like the offense they thought it would at the beginning of the season. And now it's November 1st and that's fine, but holy shit, that's scary.
I would like to say a statement right now. I think the situation will be misread, and Arch's numbers look very good, and Arch has turned into a better quarterback. But Arch is not the one who's back. Steve Sarkisian is the one who's back. Steve Sarkisian is in his fucking bag all of a sudden. If you look at Arch's big throws over the last couple of weeks, I don't know how many were past the line of scrimmage. I don't know how many were deep down the field. That first touchdown to Wingo today, 75 yards. That's the throw it to your playmaker, and they did the same play. First play against Mississippi State went for 62 yards. They went for 75. Sark is drawing up screen plays, double reverse screen plays. He's doing all the Sark is in his fucking bag all of a sudden. Now Arch obviously is better than he was earlier in the season, but I think Sark is the key reason why.
Well, it's the offense as a whole. The offense looks inspired. It looks completely different. And going into this game, when we broke it down, and again, you were correct about Vanderbilt, but it was like, okay, well, how is Texas offense going to play against a Vanderbilt defense who has seen good offenses this season? And they just look completely different across the board than they did earlier in the season.
I think that a great playmaker and any great coach really worth his salt is always going to adjust to his personnel. And I think that can be a process sometimes because you do all the preseason, but you still never know what it's going to be like till you actually get out there, right? And so, Brandon, I do think you're right in that Sark is really figuring out, okay, with this group of 11 that I have and Arch mainly, where what are our best strengths? How do we highlight them? And then also Arch is executing that at a way higher level. He's been more accurate. Because remember, he was missing a lot of those easy throws early on in the year, which was making the offense look very stilted. And they're not great at running the ball, but they're running the ball better. 100 yards on the ground today. I think it was around 4.5, 5 yards a carry. Again, not mind-blowing stuff, but just take a little bit of pressure off of Arch and make the defense respect the run a little more so that Sark can open up the bag more. So, yeah, look, Texas at Kayce, Texas, starting to look pretty good.
Future me problem. Future me problem.
Whatever you say, dude.
We don't need to talk about that.
Whatever you say, dude. That's fine.
Yeah, but you're in a spot where just take care of your business, and you could drop that one.
Yeah. But it's a future me problem.
Oh, bro, if they drop that one, they'll be.
I was getting I know Ev knows how that could potentially feel. It's like, even doesn't matter what you do in the playoff, you can't lose to your rival. It's a future me problem. I don't want to talk about it tonight. The amount of text messages that I was getting today from my friends in Austin was a little spicy. And I was like, hey, listen, it's not about us today. Enjoy your win. Thank you.
It's always about each other.
As far as Texas and Vanderbilt, to me, it's just exposed. Like, Vanderbilt did not get exposed today. They were top 10. I don't think they're all that good. But I think they're just one of an assembly line full of – I think everyone below A&M in the SEC right now and everyone above – I said Kentucky this morning. Everyone above Kentucky and South Carolina and Auburn, I guess. Everyone below A&M and above those three are about the same. I really think you just throw them in a hat, you mix them up and mix them around, and you're going to get very close games and very similar results. Like, Texas can go to Georgia and win. Texas can go to Georgia and lose. Like, Georgia's in a game every single week, no matter how good or bad the opponent is. They're in a close game. Ole Miss is in a close game every single week. They end up winning by 16. I feel like A&M is living above the fray right now. Alabama struggled with South Carolina last week. I think teams 2 through 13 in the SEC, there's not this much difference in them. And
Brayden,
that's what I believe.
Did you see what your friend Kirby Smart said today about their game?
What did he say?
About that. So you mentioned they're always in the game. So they've trailed in the fourth quarter of 4 SEC games. They've ended up winning 3 of them, so they come back. But one of his quotes was something along the lines of like, hey, listen, I don't get chained to the scoreboard. A lot of guys out there, they get chained to the scoreboard, but not us. Our guys are free of that. We don't get chained to it. And it was just, and I only read it, so I didn't hear the tone, but I can imagine what the tone is. And he is right to a certain degree, but it's just like such a cocky thing to say, because it's like, dude, you're in these games and people are waiting to expose that. And to say you're not chained to it and you're free of that is just waiting for somebody to be like, yo, what the fuck?
So I'm going to hard disagree here, though, because I think all of Georgia's wins this year are so representative of the exact inverse of Mario Cristofraud. Like, that is a culture. That is a concrete, rock solid, made of marble type of culture where they're not that good this year. Like, they're really not. And sorry. I hate that's like reductive analysis. They are nowhere close to any of the Georgia teams of the past. And Brandon, to your point, Georgia's probably in that 2 through in that muddled mess, like you're saying, but because they're such a solid culture and they've created an environment in which they just find ways to win games and make the plays that they need to make, they're probably their record's a bit better than the actual team they are. And I think that reflects very positively on Smart and kind of that attitude that he's getting at, which is just being completely addicted to the process and then letting the results kind of fall where they may. Like, I don't think they're going to threaten championships, but good luck finding a more battle-hardened team than Georgia, and everybody's going to be a little wary entering that fist fight.
It's also it's hard for me to be like, they're the hard, like they fight hard. They make through when they have one of the most talented rosters in the country. Like, they shouldn't be in some of these games.
Well, ultimately though, and to the point T-Bob is making, and I agree with him, I don't think there's much separation in a lot of the teams right now, but championship DNA is ingrained in Georgia, and it's ingrained in Alabama too. Like, when you get these close games every single week, and you've got programs like Georgia and Alabama with the championship DNA, that's probably worth 3 to 7 points every single game. I think now what you brought up, Kayce, is a very good example of Kirby Smart, since Nick Saban retired, is the most full of shit person in college
I thought it was the most what T-Bob just said is 100%.
Sincere.
No, what T-Bob said
he's never sincere. He doesn't have a sincere bone in his body.
It's the same way. It's the same way that he did it a few years ago when they won the national title, and he was like, "Nobody believed in us, but we believed in ourselves." It's like, you had the best fucking roster in the country.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing after these games. Like, he didn't say that after the game that they lost. He didn't say that after they lost Alabama. He's saying it now. It's like, hey, listen, like, we just don't get chained to the scoreboard, guys. Like, we're different. We're free of that. It's like, come on, man. Like, yes, you're finding ways to win, but you're not above the fray of these teams that are in these games. Like, you're just not.
I guess we can stay on that game right there. Georgia, I just wrote down Georgia is only as good as it needs to be. And then have they trailed every SEC win with a question mark? And then, but Florida, man, I thought today was their opportunity to come out and show that without Billy, they could rally the troops. And they did show it, but then they didn't. They had them on the ropes, man. They had them on the ropes, and they just couldn't finish the fight.
No, I mean, they had opportunities. I mean, they were leading most of the game, it felt like. I just felt like they left a lot of points on the board, like some stagnant drives they need to finish that they just couldn't. And like you said about Georgia, it's just the difference between them and all the other teams is their closures. That they're better coached, and they have a quarterback who's fucking nails. And that's really the difference in these games. Like, that's what they're able to win these games in the fourth quarter. They're always losing. Like, Kirby Smart, they're extremely well coached. Gunnar Stockton, whenever they need to make a play, he just makes a play. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like wow you with like his arm talent or his athleticism, but every time you need one in the fourth quarter, he makes a play. And like you said, Ty Simpson, Bama, they have a guy like that too. So they're the two separators in terms of teams that have been in all those close games. But Florida, again, you see at times that you see Florida, like, they're just as talented as all these other teams. They have it. I mean, like, even Lagway, he makes a couple plays that just like reel you back in. Then he makes a couple other that make you cast it back out. Yeah. But I mean, their defensive line's phenomenal. I mean, for Florida, it's incredible. But and
Brandon, you kind of talk about championship DNA. I mean, there's a real intimidation factor that goes along with that. And you feel it as a fan, right? Like, you know what it feels like when you're the lesser team trying to create the upset, and you're just terrified, like you're trying to hold like sand in your hands and it's slipping through your fingers. You feel it as a player when you're going against that G on the helmet right now. And so I'm fascinated to see. I don't think they're a championship caliber roster, not their starters. I know the overall roster is, but for some reason, not their starters this year. But I'll be damned if they're not going to fuck up one of the big name seasons, I think, somewhere in that playoff bracket.
Well, listen, Georgia's 8-1 right now. I think they're going to be good down the stretch after they go 8-2 next week. I think they're going to be somebody that you really have to contend with.
Talk your shit.
What? I'm just all I'm doing is saying what's going to happen.
Kayce,
do an ad, and then we'll get to Oklahoma, Tennessee, and then we'll get to Ohio State's fucking ass.
Well, it's not an ad for me to do. It's an ad for the boys to do because, folks, we got to talk about BlueChew. Okay?
T-Bob, you got it?
I can get it up thanks to BlueChew. Okay, ready to go whenever you need it. Guys, let's talk about legacy. Let's talk about third legacy. And Lukey, why don't you go ahead and mail me that? But look, the bottom line is, man, it's the first ever chewable. Okay, it's in my mail. Perfect. Brandon, you look effervescent. All right, here we go. I got him. This is a bit disastrous. There it is, finally. All right, guys, into the room, dick first. BlueChew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. This ain't just a supplement. It's an erection resurrection. Guys, this isn't about performance. It's about legacy or third legacy. Give our group chat something to talk about. You know, when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes more of a legend than a little BlueChew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And right now, I've got a special link deal for our listeners. As always, you get your first month of BlueChew free. Just use the promo code Roughness at checkout. You pay $5 for shipping. That's it. And remember, guys, no visits to the doctor, anything embarrassing like that. You're good to go. Don't be embarrassed. Let's get hard. Join BlueChew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to BlueChew for sponsoring the podcast. Guys, that is promo code Roughness, first month free.
So, you know, it's a team that I have been critical of and a coach that I've been critical of. I think today Brent Venables had his finest win in the SEC. You know, I know he beat Alabama last year, but that led to nothing. This one keeps them alive. This one keeps them going down the stretch of the season. They go on the road to Tennessee, two teams that were, you know, back against the wall, and Oklahoma goes in there and wins. And Liam, I just realized I gave you no opportunity to talk about Georgia, Florida. Would you like that right now?
No, you guys kind of hit the nail on the head everywhere. Nothing else to be said aside from the fact that Georgia's going to clock Texas when they play. I think that's a Georgia statement when I'm not buying anything about Texas yet.
Well, that's fair enough. Oklahoma is the team I have not been buying all year, but listen, you have to buy what they did tonight. They go on the road to Knoxville. They knock off Tennessee. They have one of the more memorable big man defensive line TDs I can remember tonight. A fumble, he picks it up, stiff arms the guy for 25 yards, and then runs it in. Oklahoma's defense forces 3 turnovers on the road, 2 interceptions, and a fumble, and they get I think the biggest win in their SEC lives tonight in Knoxville. T-Bob,
I can't. So well, unfortunately, I had to miss a lot of the second half of this game. I've been solo dad all weekend, and I was fighting my son to put him to bed. So I was like score watching and trying to keep up with it, but I should not be the one to speak on this, unfortunately.
I will say. Oh, go ahead, Big F. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I mean, the story of the first half was, I mean, really Tennessee was out playing them. Besides, besides Oklahoma just made some big time turnovers. Like the defense showed up huge. Obviously, the big man was insane. But they come up with 2 more big interceptions, good returns, and then Oklahoma's kicker is unbelievable.
Bro, him staring down. I did see the 250-plus yarders. That was badass.
3 50-plus yard field goals.
3. Wow, yeah.
So at least when they were stagnant, when they got those turnovers and only were able to pick up a first down or 2, they were still able to put points on the board. And in the second half, the offense was able to open up more. Mateer, listen, he's not like the greatest quarterback, but he's a gutsy guy.
He's gritty.
He made some tough plays, some tough runs, made some throws when he needed to. And they won the game. They won the game behind defense, and they were smart with the football. They didn't turn it over, and the turnovers were the difference in the game. That was a huge win for Oklahoma. Now, it's tough because their schedule's like now they got to go to Bama next week. That's pretty brutal. I think they're going to lose that game. So, and I think Tennessee had, if they had won this game, they had the clear path to winning the rest of their games.
Yes.
But I think they're both not going to get in the playoff probably. But
that's a good point. Yeah, this kind of eliminates both teams probably in some way. Okay, here were the halftime stats. I remember tweeting this out there because this is actually crazy. Tennessee outgained Oklahoma 255-99 in that first half. They had 17 first downs to 5. They had the ball for 10 more minutes, and yet they entered halftime down 6. That's turnover, guys. Yeah. Like that is the impact of turnovers right there.
It was they just went they're scoop and score, then they went just pick field goal to end the half. Crazy.
Like looking at the box score in the first half, and I know T-Bob, you tweeted it. Just we're all looking at it like it's one of those things where you're just like this Tennessee team, at least at halftime, they're just so far better. But you cannot knock what Venables did and what this OU team did down the stretch. And I do believe that this was a de facto playoff game. Oklahoma is technically still in the mix. I don't think that will end up being the case down the stretch. But you can't. I mean, I threw them away, especially after John Mateer got hurt and they lose to Texas in the Red River Shootout. You're just like, okay, like this is cute. Like they're going to keep playing, but you're not going to go to Knoxville at night with a team that does seem to be a better offense than you. Their defense is not great, but still, and they got done what they needed to do. I just still cannot buy this OU team moving forward, but I have to give them credit tonight because of what they put together.
God, get him done.
I just can't buy them.
That being said, I think this said a lot about Tennessee. Something's just been missing with them this year, and I can't. Some nights it'll be the defense is terrible. Tonight it was the offense. Well, the defense wasn't great, but the offense too many mistakes. Something's just been missing from the hypo recipe for maybe since Ohio State just absolutely depantsed them in the playoffs last year. But something is off about hypo's Tennessee. I can't quite put what it is.
Well, Liam, I'll let you go in a second, but I think look, the defense is not nearly as good. You lose James Pierce, you got a lot of guys like that. Like the defense is awful this year. Like they've been last. They're at last in the SEC by a mile. Aguilar's good, but I kind of feel like he's good because of hypo, right?
He is.
Like if he, I don't think once they get a crazy guy in there, I'm actually still incredibly bullish on this Tennessee program under hypo because I think this is a very flawed starting 22 that they have, and they're still playing pretty well. I think the future still looks bright in Knoxville. Sorry, Liam.
No, you're good. I mean, that's why I like Tennessee as an underrated team and a sleeper or whatever going into the season was because of the Aguilar fit in the offense. Aguilar's deep ball is probably the one good thing he does, and he does it really, really well, and you can maximize that in Heupel's offense. Tonight, the big issue is obviously just brain-dead, idiotic turnovers and stuff, but they never established a run game. Oklahoma definitely took that away, made things really difficult. Felt like Tennessee was behind the sticks a good bit. I mean, the fact that they weren't able to capitalize more off that first, to truly capitalize and have an exclamation point after that first half, that's like a shot in your knee, right? That don't feel good. You as a player understand that, T-Bob. I think that kind of got to him in the second half.
Well, and to your point, Liam, about the run game, 2023, Tennessee, number one rushing team in the SEC, 24, number one, right now, 6th. So, Brandon, if you're looking for something why does it feel off? I mean, that has to be something that you look at. They're just not running the ball as well this year. Yeah,
their offense, the gimmick of the widespread and everything is the public has this perception that it is just hitting the big time explosive plays, the deep ball and everything, but Heupel heavily leans on a successful ground game.
Yes.
And just they're not getting
Well, that's the whole point of it, because you get everybody out the box.
Correct.
And you really spread people out and you get a light up the middle.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Venables had them in a
Ev, I know you took Oklahoma going into this game. You guessed that this was going to happen. Did it surprise you, though, with how it happened? You took them from a gambling perspective, but I feel like at the end of the game, I'm sitting there saying, how did Oklahoma pull this off?
Well, I loved where they were at after the first half because I was like, well, they just got thoroughly outplayed and they're winning the football game.
Yeah.
Right.
Once that happened, I was like, okay, now I feel good about the second half. I mean, that's really what it was. They got outgained a ton, but they just made big plays when they needed to. And I mean, Aguilar threw some bad balls. He threw a couple floaters that guys were able to just come over and just pick it off, in the double coverage. Didn't even see the other guy, just lurking, waiting for him to make the pass. But yeah, I mean, they got dominated in the first half. Like you said, they got outgained by 150 yards. They were up 6 points. They hadn't scored an offensive touchdown. They were up 6 points. So I was like, all right, now Tennessee's defense is bad. I know they're going to get something going in the second half.
And all that meant that they couldn't take advantage of the home crowd. Because that is one of the most intimidating environments in the country when they go dark mode, but not when you play a first half like that.
It doesn't matter because of the way the game ended up, but that pregame and the scene, that was one of those where, I mean, that they're always going to be great Tennessee night games regardless, but that was special. That was one of those where you're just sitting there and just a college football fan is going to love that, the way they did everything pregame, and it looked so cool. And it didn't end up mattering, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, boy, Oklahoma is so fucked. And the fact they were able to overcome, that's incredible.
All right, we have spent the entirety of this pageant talking about the Uggos. We've talked about the Uggos and the fat bitches. Now it is time
that's not
to talk.
nice.
It was hysterical to you only seconds ago. Now let's talk about Miss America, because Miss America has walked on stage, and all of these teams I watch, whether it's Arch and Vanderbilt, and then I watch the ugly people in a staring contest, Tennessee and Oklahoma, and I watch all these teams. And then Ohio State takes the field.
Mm-hmm.
And they take the field with and they I don't know if they played with their food today or they got a spirited effort from Penn State, but Penn State hung around for a little while. But ultimately, you got probably the best quarterback in the country throwing to the best receiver in the country, and when he gets bored with it, he turns to his left and throws to the second best receiver in the fucking country.
Yeah.
And then they score, and they were walking off the field, and they high-five the best defense in the country, and they're like, y'all go out there and play for a little bit. So as much as we can talk about Texas and Oklahoma, right now the sport belongs to the Ohio State Buckeyes, and they're not getting tested. Well, that's another thing for another. We'll talk about them in a minute. They certainly look great. But they didn't win the national title last year. Ohio State did. The sport is running through Columbus, Ohio right now, and I'm not sure we're going to see an end in 2025. Big Ev, impressive.
Brendan, incredibly well said. Incredibly well said. No, I mean, I guess you could say we play with our food. It was more that we're up 17-7. I think we're thinking with 2 minutes we're about to go score again, then get the ball and have double up. This thing's about to be the route of all routes. We fumbled. I thought it was kind of questionable. I thought the forward progress was stopped. It was kind of late. They didn't blow the whistle. Fumbled. It is what it is. They scored a touchdown. Kind of gift wrapped them 6 or 7 before the half. But then, I mean, we come right out in the start of the second half, score in like 3-4 plays, and the game was over. I mean, you did get a spirit effort from Penn State. Like, they threw the kitchen sink at us today. They really did. They played their asses off. It was not for a lack of effort, and they have some good players. I mean, no, that it's just fun to watch this team. Like, they just suffocate you. They just strangle the life out of you. Arvell Reese, I can't stress enough. Like, if Caleb Downs is like 1-1 defensive player, or he's like 1A, then Arvell Reese is 1B. And it might be the other way around. Arvell Reese is like he's a specimen unlike anything I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a linebacker so fast. And he's a guy you put him everywhere. Like they put him on the edge. He blitz to the middle. He'll go and cut. Like, he can just do everything. And yeah, Jeremiah Smith when him and Tate are just making alien fucking catches, and Julian Stain literally doesn't miss a throw. Like, we're like the Monstars out there, Brandon. It's like there's nothing that anyone can fuck with.
Liam, you were early on this take. Big Ev was there because he has to be, and he was right. He might have been there anyway, but you were early on this take. But if I look going forward, Indiana, whether it's Alabama, whether it's whoever, Texas A&M, when you try to figure out how to beat this team, their defense is elite. And then they not only have the 2 best receivers, but they have a quarterback who doesn't fucking miss any throws. And the scary part about this is I feel like we're only scratching the surface of the potential of this team. I feel like they're built to peak over the next 8 weeks, the last 4 weeks of the regular season and playoff. Liam, you were early on it. What's the peak of this team?
The peak is holding the trophy in their hands at the end of the season, though, in dominant fashion. I have a genuine question. I have a genuine question for the 3 of you. I'm not going to ask Ev this. He can answer after you guys go if you want. Just off rip right now, first thing that comes to mind, does Ohio State have the best 4 players in the country?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to say no, just from like a mathematical standpoint.
No.
I get your point. I get your point.
Ev?
I would say yes from a like what we're seeing.
But you got, but also they all look better. This is the classic. I used to call this the Alabama paradox. I would say the Alabama paradox, where you would draft Alabama players at the height of the Saban era, and they get to the NFL, and a lot would go bust because all of a sudden they're not on a team where they're just that much better than their opponent every week. Like, when you have this many good players amassed, everybody gets a lift. I'm not willing to say they have the best. They're not going to have the best 4 NFL players in the draft from this team.
No,
no NFL talk though. This is just straight up.
Okay, no.
I will say,
Kayce, let Kayce go.
I'm going to say yes to your point that I see what you're trying to do right now, and I am not taking away. I know we did this last week. I'm not taking away from what Ohio State has done. What Ohio State is doing right now is against inferior teams. They're against inferior offenses, inferior defenses, and that's fine. That's what's on their schedule. I get your point, Liam, and I understand that. And what we're seeing them do is unbelievable. They're going to have to go up against somebody that's going to test these guys, and nobody's getting tested. When's the best time they've been tested?
So you're saying yes or no?
Here's the issue. You're saying that they're like doing it against inferior competition. There's 135 inferior teams to them. 135 inferior offenses. 135
you're saying that based on like who's the best offense that they've played.
None of that
who's the
matters.
best defense they've played, but it does matter.
It doesn't matter to me and what my eyes have seen and what I believe
Liam, when you're talking about the best players in the country, your question was, do they have the 4 best teams in the country? I see where you're coming from. Yes. But to say it doesn't matter who they're playing against, you have to be the best player in the country playing against the best talent. They look the best right now, and they're absolutely incredible. They have not played against the best talent on either side of the ball, even in their own conference.
But what he's saying is there's nobody that measures up to them talent-wise.
Correct.
But
everyone's inferior.
That's what he's saying.
And I
So they could play
question.
any team in the country, and they're going to look the exact same.
That's what he thinks.
I think that they're
Okay,
going
to.
I think that they're going to roll over everyone. And I think the only team that could beat themselves, the only team that could beat Ohio State is Ohio State. And if their ground game isn't working, do they have the best 4 players in the country?
No.
Maybe 5.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
I was sitting there debating. I was like, is the 4th one Arvell Reese or is it Carnell Tate?
The fifth one would be Carnell. The 4th, Arvell,
it has to be Reese. Reese has to be in the top 4. Reese is unbelievable.
If
I don't know.
I
mean, it's like listen. There's a bunch of great players. Like I don't know, Cassius Howell's great and Ruben Bain's great. There's a lot of like individual guys that are awesome.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think it's
so when those guys play, they are the focus of the other team. You can't focus on anybody on Ohio State because then one of the other freaks kills you. That's my only point. So everybody gets like a knock-on effect.
Well, I guess my general point was not like it's like to me like I don't even care because it's not about like the 4. It's really about like we're just like 40 deep of studs. That's the difference. Like
the highest
when you talk about like the defensive line, for example, like there's so many other guys like on the defense. You're going to talk about Downs now. Like Reese has been so unbelievable. Like he's starting to get a bunch of shine too. But like it's just because everyone's great. Like you're going to look up one day and Caden Curry might have 3 sacks. You might wake up today and then Kenyatta Jackson might have 2.5 sacks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like Caden McDonald is a nose guard and 330 pounds might have 9 tackles today, which he did. Like it's just like there's so many guys that like Arvell Reese is so good that we like now Sonny Styles doesn't even get talked about. He's an unbelievable player. Like you have Ignat Boson, Jermaine.
Yeah, we broke down Reese on Wub on Friday in our film review. He's fucking
unbelievable talent.
Like there's just so many guys, and on the offense, same thing. Like there's like Max Clare is an unbelievable tight end who like kind of just like doesn't even get talked about because he's like the 4th option on the offense.
The only way if I was
saying is like now you're starting to see like the offense get completely unlocked. And now we're just slinging it around the yard. And now it's like instead of
talking about a Penn State team who lost to Northwestern. We're talking about a Penn State team who's fucking. Listen.
Kayce, if you want to do that, A&M as A&M, you're gonna beat.
I didn't bring up A&M. This has nothing to do with A&M. I did not bring up A&M. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It feels like someone thinks they have a seat at the table now, so now they want to guard like who's beating, who's good, and who's not. I mean,
first of all,
Notre Dame was in a dogfight with 1-7 Boston College today.
I did not say anything about A&M. This was more of a point of Indiana that has. I don't know why that all of a sudden became about me. My point is,
I mean, but Indiana had a dogfight with Iowa.
Okay,
like they beat like Old Dominion by like 13.
I understand that. I have said a million times, I think Ohio State is really fucking good. To just sit here and say that Ohio State is far better than Indiana when we watched Indiana beat the ever-living fuck out of a team that was 6-1 against the spread going into this game. I just don't understand why we're bearing Indiana. I don't know where A&M came from. It was not out of my mouth. I'm talking about the Indiana Hoosiers are fucking rolling right now. So that's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying is that Indiana has one of the best wins of the season against Oregon. And when you look at what Ohio State is doing, it's unbelievable. The talent that they have is unbelievable. Julian Sand should be the Heisman Trophy like front runner right now. No question. To separate Ohio State and Indiana and what they're doing seems to me a little bit strange when we're watching Indiana fucking dominate.
I think
that's all I have. Like, it has nothing to do with the SEC
we watch
or anything else.
We watched them dominate a lot of teams last year, and I think they're a much better team this year. But I'm saying it's like, for me, it's like when it gets brought to me, like I'll defend it, but there's no like we'll see on the field. Like we're gonna play in the Big Ten championship game, we're gonna beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then everyone's gonna be like this. Everyone's gonna be like, oh.
100%. If you guys beat Indiana the way you're beating teams right now, like hand up, I'll say it. I can only go off of what I'm seeing every single week. And Ohio State's taking care of business on the schedule they were given, but so is Indiana. And Maryland has been pretty fucking good against the spread. And for them to go out and put a 50 burger on them and play the way that they did today, I just can't separate those two teams in such a way where it's like the only team that can beat Ohio State is Ohio State. Because Indiana is still sitting there being like, hello, we're dominating on every side of the ball and doing everything we need to do every week. And like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Penn State's fucking garbage. They fired their coach 2 weeks ago. Let's not run around and act like you just beat Indiana or Oregon.
I don't think anybody was.
Get his ass case. Fuck you, big ass piece of shit.
No, I'm not.
Up there on your
I
fucking
hate that all of a sudden.
Up there with your fucking championship crowns, dominating everyone, won the midseason crown too.
I love what Ev's doing. If I would act the same way. My point had nothing to do with any other team other than Indiana. And I love what Indiana is doing. And I just don't know how we can not give them the credit to be up in that conversation with Ohio State.
But I'm going to move on to Indiana because we are going to talk about the Indiana game and how good they look today. I think you could argue Indiana is really good across the board. They have very, very good college players. But when you, on an individual talent basis, I think the question is fair. Does Ohio State have the best 4 players in the country? And I would say my instinct would be no, but I would go even further than that. Do they have the best quarterback in the country? Yeah, probably. Do they have the best running back? No. Do they have the best receiver? Yes. Do they have the best safety? Yes. Do they have the best linebacker perhaps? Yeah. Like there's a lot of there's a lot of yes on that team.
I know, but it's also interconnected though.
Like, I'm not trying to interconnect it right now. I'm just saying if the question was, do they have the 4 or 5 best individuals? If you look at it, yeah, and it sucks, but Indiana's doing it a different way. Indiana's doing it a different way, but effective. They're as effective as Ohio State, but they don't have Marvin Harrison Jr. and they don't have Caleb Downs, but they're doing it with these transfers, these 5th and 6th year transfers, these grown ass men that are playing lights out fucking football. Now on Indiana.
Hold on, real quick, because Chad is saying they're not making sense with the interconnected thing. I'll do a very simple, quick example. Take a quarterback, put them on a team with that offensive line and those 2 receivers. That guy's going to be better. So, like, take the best quarterback from a lesser team, put him on there, he's going to look fucking incredible. Or he's going to look better than what he is. So when you take a quarterback that's great in another situation, you put him on the team, he's going to be great. That's all I'm saying. I'm not willing to say that Julian, but it doesn't matter. That's what I mean by interconnected.
That's what separates them. To me, that's what separates them, because you take off Jeremiah Smith and you put him on any team in the country, he's the best receiver. You take Caleb Downs, you put him on any team in the country. It doesn't matter how good his teammates is. It doesn't matter how good his teammates are. Those individuals are fucking amazing. Now, Indiana beats teams the way I beat teams on NCAA football.
It's crazy.
Indiana does something like, I don't know why every elite team doesn't do this all the time. Like Indiana beats teams like they owe them money. They beat teams like their NIL money is based on how they beat these teams. Ohio State, to their credit, they do it a different way. They just kind of get their lead and pack it in sometimes. Not to say they did that today, but sometimes they do it. Indiana is out for fucking blood. And that's very admirable to me. That's like, if you're gonna make a stance, if you're gonna say, all right, we're here, college football, just beat the fucking piss out of everybody. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing, T-Bob.
Yeah, he's done it for 2 years. We said it last week. Like one of the core pillars of Cignetti's success and why you feel good about extending him is the consistency with which he's performed in these type of games. And this was not a mainstream game for me, but this is one of the more dominant box scores that you'll ever see in your entire lives. 367 rush yards to 37 guys. 367 to 37 yards a carry to 2, 75 plays to 50. And I think we got our first, at least that I've seen this year. I know it's happened, but first in a big game, our first sub 20-minute time of possession here, as Maryland did not even have the ball for a full 20 minutes. They finish in the teens. So the only thing I'd be worried about is Elijah Surratt leaving the game with the hamstring tightness. You got to hope that, because if you lose him, I mean, that's like losing Smith, or like that changes everything for that team. But on the ground tonight, I mean, almost putting 3 guys over 100. The only thing that maybe wasn't great today, ironically, Mendoza.
Yeah.
Kind of pedestrian stat line. And on a day where Julian Sayin is damn near perfect, as perfect as almost you'll ever see, if we're just splitting Heisman hairs, I think that Sayin gained a little ground on Mendoza, or whatever. Like, he gained, Mendoza maybe stayed still, whatever.
I certainly think Sayin after today is probably ahead in front of everybody else. But there's still a lot of football to be played.
If you want the odds, Sayin's 175, Mendoza's 240.
Okay. That's kind of like reflected by the games today, actually, I'd say.
Makes complete sense. I just want, and I know I've already spoken my piece on Indiana, but when you look back-to-back weeks, and I'm not trying to sit here and say that beating UCLA, no offense, Liam, or beating Maryland is some, chest beater, but they were 21-point favorites this week, 21 and a half, whatever, maybe same thing last week. And they just absolutely blew that out of the fucking water. They doubled it down today. And that, to me, again, when you're looking at what teams have on their schedule, like Indiana did the same thing last year until they played Ohio State. I get that. But they played Oregon, and they beat the fuck out of Oregon this year. And this team is doing what they need to do. Mendoza didn't look great today, but they didn't need to. They were still going to put up over 50 points. So I think in the Big Ten, we're just heading to Indianapolis right now, and we're looking at this massive hurricane that's brewing, and that's great. And this is, again, why I love that the Big Ten doesn't have divisions, because what we're going to see is the best 2 teams. But I just think that those 2 teams are sitting there just being like, we're doing everything that we can every single week to stay in this conversation. And Indiana is absolutely dominating teams across the board. So I have to give them enough credit to say that I hate the only team that can beat Ohio State's Ohio State when we're seeing Indiana play the way that they are.
I'm going to move on to other teams now, but I got one last thing to say about Indiana. What impresses me the most about them is, if you were watching that game, they didn't start off hot today. Mendoza threw an interception. They started off kind of poorly, and they're a team that they're the worst historical program, one of the worst historical programs in history. They just are. But
I think they are the
worst.
Winning.
Okay,
yes.
they're the worst. But since he got there, they don't enter a game or when they fall behind 7-0 or 10-0 to somebody, they don't let it stop them. They just roll right through it. They steamroll through it. A lot of programs like that would let it get in their head, and they're like, oh shit, here it goes again. Here we go. Signetti is not that guy, and this is not that team. They fall behind 7-0. It's just a matter of time before they're up 28-7 in the fucking first quarter. They're crazy, ruthless, and relentless. All right, more teams.
Reading a lot of op-eds about Signetti last year where they just describe his game planning as a superpower. Obviously, that couldn't come to play last year. They feel more talent close this year to Ohio State, so that's going to be something fun to watch.
That game is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Will it matter at all? That's my concern.
It matters.
The rematch will, if they get to that.
Hold on. I do think that it matters when we have conversations like this on our podcast and nationally, whatever it is. I do think that it matters regardless of, if Ohio State wins, it's how they win. It's how they win. If Ohio State is just that much better than everybody else in the country, if they go into Indianapolis and beat the fuck out of Indiana, it does matter going into the playoff, because that says they are that much better than who we think the second best team in the country is. If it's a close game, then yeah, the rematch. So it's all about how it all works out. The rematch is going to matter. But if Ohio State is as good as a lot of people say, and they're going to beat Indiana the way they beat everybody else, then of course it matters.
I'm trying to go. Where am I going next? Where am I going next?
Yeah, let me do an ad. Ever felt like you're being punished for mistakes that you've made years ago? Boy, I know all of us on this podcast.
I certainly do.
That's bad credit can feel like that, and there's finally a way out. Let me tell you about Ava. Ava is a credit building app that makes it so easy to improve your credit fast, so you can get better rates on loans, pay off debt faster, and keep your money in your pocket. Get a secured card that can take months, but if you get approved by Ava in just 5 minutes, you can get up to $2,500 to pay for existing bills and subscriptions automatically. No credit check, no interest, no hidden fees, just an easy tool that helps you build your credit behind the scenes. And it's just $6 a month, which is pretty cheap in regards to subscriptions, when you get an access to all of Ava's credit building tools. Ava keeps a low stress, low cost, and super transparent look at your finances. Take control of your credit right now. Download the Ava app. It's AVA today. And when you join, use the promo code RUFF, and your first month is totally free. Get the Ava app and use the promo code RUFF. Let you know they heard it from us and get your first month's free. Again, that's promo code RUFF. Thanks to Ava. Now go get yourself some good credit.
I got to look up the numbers on something so I can make this next point. Excuse me, just give me just a second.
Give me a filibuster for a second. I got a Julian Sayans stat I wanted to get to.
Julian, by the way, Julian Sayans looks like he's 13 years old, Ev, and I don't know if that's because I'm just old now, and it's like one of those things. When he gets interviewed after games, I'm like, is he a child? Is he a teenager? Like he is. But
he is. Yeah, he is. I believe he's. I mean, he might just turn 20, maybe.
He's so young.
Is this a good stat, or is this like a rookie of the year stat where it's too many qualifiers? So he went 2023, 316, 4 touchdowns today, right? He joins Geno Smith as the only FBS player since 85 to have 3 games in a single year with at least 300 yards passing, 3 tuds, no picks, and a completion percentage of 85. I don't know. I don't know if it's interesting or not, but those are 3 pretty incredible games.
It's just like he just always makes the right decision. It's like it's like shock. You almost get like after you watch him, I try to stop myself from getting numb to it because he just gets the ball out very fast. He always makes the right decision, and he just seems to always put the ball where it needs to be. Like it's kind of like I've heard, I think I saw somebody almost call it like robotic a little bit. Like he just is very like he just always makes the right decision. It's like it's unbelievable for a quarterback like his age and his experience level. Like you just see every week he's getting more and more comfortable. And you're seeing every week they're spreading it out more, and he's just slinging it around. And there's just no one anyone can do about it. Nothing.
It's claw machine football.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you mean? What's claw machine football?
The claw machine, the little game that you play at the arcade. You pick it up and place it.
Yeah, it's fucking hard though. Yeah, but you like lose the claw machine all the time.
Yeah, but when you do it correctly, T-Bob, successful.
Okay, my bad.
So T-Bob, Julian Sayans like that. He's like that weirdo at like the
he's like the autistic
like
claw ringer.
9,000 animals.
Okay. I get it now.
There's a Toy Story narrative around that, right? Like I'm just picturing Toy Story back. And it's not
yeah, it's a big deal in the first one.
Yeah. That's Julian Sayans, the big bad guy. Okay.
Everybody shut the fuck up about the claw machine. God almighty Jesus.
You saved our lives, Brandon. We're eternally grateful.
By the way, Utah beating the shit out of Cincinnati right now.
Yeah, the line told us that was going to happen.
I mean, just brutal.
Well, I don't know how your week went, but if you did not sign your mediocre coach to an extension through 2032 and then lost to another ranked team at home, your week is going better than Nebraska. Penn State and Florida create some openings, and a lot of mediocre coaches going to get a lot of fucking money in years at some schools. Man, USC goes to Nebraska and wins 21-17. It's just Nebraska is Groundhog Day. And we talked about Miami being Groundhog Day, but Nebraska is Groundhog Day. That is, if Groundhog Day wasn't a good movie, if it wasn't funny. It was Groundhog Day if it starred like Jim Belushi instead of
there's got to be a bad time loop movie. I'll look one up. Keep going.
It is brutal for Nebraska fans.
Yeah, Big Ev, you have something to say there.
No, this one's tough. Listen, you can't fully excuse it. I do feel bad because Rayola got hurt, and the backup they literally couldn't throw a forward pass. They had no confidence in him to throw the ball like whatsoever. He looked like a kind of deer in headlights out there.
So, all right, hold on.
They were in a tough spot. They're like
can I stop you there?
Everything you said, prefacing about like mediocre coaches getting extensions, is totally accurate.
Let me.
This one it was tough because they were in position to win the game. He got hurt, and
the chat's going crazy. The chat's it's because Rayola got hurt. You dumb fuck. If you don't think Nebraska under Matt Rule would have figured out a way to lose that game anyway, you haven't been paying fucking attention.
They're 0-8. He's 0-8 against top 25 teams. 0-8.
He's 2-26, or he's 2-24 in his career against ranked teams.
Which is like it can be a bit misleading because of the context of the teams that he took into those games, but it's still fucking insane for that stat to be paired with a news cycle where he just got an extension through 2032.
And also was talking about getting the Penn State job.
Yeah.
After Penn State fired now, James Franklin had the spiral that he did and losing to Northwestern and all that. We know that. We don't have to rehash that. But Penn State had the whole narrative around James Franklin. He can't beat top 25 teams. He can't do it. And Matt Rhule was over against top 25 teams at Nebraska.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is. Rayola did get hurt, and that sucks. But again, Nebraska is in a constant loop of mediocrity right now, and I have no reason to believe they wouldn't have figured out how to lose that game. I just don't.
Brandon, and is it harder to be a Nebraska or Mississippi State fan?
Well, Mississippi State fan. I mean, Nebraska's still. I'm 46 years old. If I were a Nebraska fan, I would have spent the first 17 years of my life winning national championships. That would have been fucking sweet.
Okay, last 5
The
years.
90s were awesome.
Last 5 years, our coach died, T-Bob.
Okay.
They've had living coaches.
Your point stands. Slings and arrows.
May I say this? And I mean, again, we've been to Lincoln. Lincoln's Mason will go to Starkville this upcoming weekend. I know the college football show is very excited. The difference I do think is that Nebraska, and Ev, you've seen it up close too, Nebraska thinks every single year, like it's their year to take that next step. It's not just like, oh, we're going to fight to maybe make a bowl game. And every year they're fighting to maybe make a bowl game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they believe it, but they don't actually believe it. Like they believe it in the sense that they will show up every game no matter what. Like they will pack that stadium out.
Oh.
But they know deep down, like they're not that true, like delusional. They're more just like there's ultra positive.
Maybe we know too many, or I'll just say it. Maybe it's because Will Compton has just infiltrated my brain when it comes to Nebraska fans. I believe that he truly believes every single week. Like I truly believe he thinks that every single year going into the season, they're going to be in the Big Ten championship. They're going to be in the playoff race. So maybe it's just his fault.
Hell, I had them in the playoff this year, so I'm not absolved of this.
I did too.
I thought that schedule of theirs, if they beat Michigan or USC, they're going to go 10-2, and there's for whatever reason there's like a force field around that program right now. All right, moving on to the next game. I'm going to read a stat for you guys, okay? And this is a box score. I'm not going to say what game this box score was from. Total yards 388 to 433. Sacks 3-2. Interceptions thrown 1-0. Punts 4-4.
I know.
Fumbles lost. Fumbles 2 and no loss. 2 and no loss. Possession time 26 minutes to 34 minutes. Penalties 4 for 30, 18 for 193.
Good God! I thought I knew. I was off.
Arkansas, Auburn.
Well, they didn't play today, Kayce.
I mean, Auburn,
Kentucky.
Yes.
Try again.
I thought you were going down a Michigan route since they looked like shit.
No, I've seen this tweet. I thought it was Kentucky. No.
Anybody?
No,
I thought it was Michigan.
I'm gonna find it.
I'm not seeing it. I put the box scores of every game that I take notes on in my document, and I didn't have it in my document.
I'm an honest guy. I didn't hear anything.
Arkansas, Mississippi State.
The Arkansas Razorbacks had 18 penalties for 193 yards today.
Good God. That's like 2 turnovers. I think like 80 to 100 yards of penalties is worth a turnover, apparently.
And I know none of y'all were watching, and I'm fine with that. But in the fourth quarter, when
we were all
watching.
Yeah.
We were all watching.
Okay, can I just have one sentence? When we took the lead, the saddest stat you've ever seen popped up on the screen, and I just want to know if y'all saw this one.
Yep.
The stat popped on the screen of last SEC win, underline, Mississippi State, Arkansas 2023. Arkansas, Mississippi State 2024.
Oh no!
It was the saddest. It was the saddest. Almost. If it wasn't my team, I would have screenshot it. I would have screenshot it and tweeted it out.
Can I tell you why I didn't screenshot it? Because fucking YouTube TV, which we'll get to that. Don't worry. But it was because it was on my laptop, and I know you've got to do like the Control-Shift-4 in order to screenshot. If it was on my phone or the TV, I would have taken it. But it was on my laptop, so I couldn't.
God, that's crazy. But
Jason
hey,
Molden in the chat says says the fact that Brandon is this excited about beating Arkansas shows how pathetic Mississippi State football is. And that is the most beautiful part of college football, because you're right. It does show where we have been. It shows how fucking pathetic the last couple of years have been, but it shows how fucking amazing we're climbing, we're crawling, we're trying to get back. I'm this passionate, I'm this invested, I'm this deep in a 5-4 season. We've been this close against Tennessee, this close against Texas, and we finally broke through and won one day. So, Jason, thank you for being here, but your ugly ass can suck my fucking dick, you fat fuck. We won today.
In Fayetteville, too. Shout out.
We always win in Fayetteville. We're 6-1 in that stadium.
No, I'm just saying that on the road in the SEC is not an easy thing to do.
Brandon, what did we say? The pains of today are the foundations upon which the joys of tomorrow will be built. And this is our first little nip. This is our first little dram here of said joy. Who's it? Dan Wetzel? That's his name, right?
Dan Wolken.
Dan Wolken, excuse me. Dan Wolken randomly this week, middle of the week, firing off a tweet about how like Jeff Levy's like the worst coach. He knew it was a dog shit hire, all this shit. And I took umbrage with that. And I said, no, dude, this is just so off base. The program is so clearly moving in the right direction. But we talked about championship DNA earlier. You have to learn how to win. And Mississippi State's been doing so much good to put them in position to win. They just haven't made the plays they had to. I even tweeted today, when Chapin took that bad sack and they missed a field goal, I fired off an angry tweet like Mississippi State does so much good shit, then Blake Chapin just fucks it up. Like it's infuriating, like in the biggest moments. And then what did he do? He came back and he proved me wrong. And now he's got that. He's got Arizona State. So he's building. They're learning as a program. And Levy's good.
I'll say this about Dan Wolken. The absolute worst and dumbest person that covers college football. And if you follow him on Twitter, you should just claw your eyes out because he doesn't deserve to have the job that he has. Fuck him and fuck anybody who employs him. He hates college football. He wanted to be destroyed by COVID. He thinks all coaches are bad people. Dan Wolken can suck my fucking dick forever.
Forever? I think I'd get bored. I don't want to blow job that long.
I think.
I will say that over the years with the shit lists and all the different rants that Brandon has gone on, if you piece together his Dan Wolken takes, it would be a phenomenal hate reel. Phenomenal. Like this man is for the last 5 years has been fucking fuck Dan Wolken.
All right. More.
Me and all my homies hate Dan Wolken.
Facts.
Liam, West Virginia beats Houston today, 45.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I know we're going to talk about this. Let's go.
Rich Rod.
Well, I got a couple to talk about. I got a couple more that we're going to talk about before we get to who won the week. But Rich Rod showing a little life late in the season, but ultimately Houston, who was putting together a nice little season, big step back, Liam.
Yeah, that game rather is summed up in one play. That's Connor Wigman dropping back to pass, and the ball slips out of his hands. West Virginia recovers and rolls from there.
And then, Liam, I want to set you up for this one. Maybe you were watching it closer than I was, I'm sure. Talk me off the ledge of the Clemson pass interference being the worst call in the history of college football.
Well, not to make this about me, sorry, but the UCLA call against Maryland was the worst call of college football. This is a top 3 worst call of the season, bar none. There's reason to believe that the DB was holding the receiver earlier in that play.
They didn't call that,
which isn't correct, which didn't get called. So every idiot that wants to go out there and say, well, there was a hold. Well, it's called for pass interference, you nincompoop. This was clear contact from the Duke receiver, shoving him, praying for this. And he got the call and the wish. And Dabo is talking about getting fired and joking about in his weird psychotic way.
Yeah, Duke, who knows how to lose better than anybody, pulled out a way to win today. Big Ev, one of the worst pass interference calls I can imagine, and it was if it happened when Clemson was good, it's happened when Clemson's like in a coffin right now, and the coffin is being closed on them. But T-Bow, what do you not like about that?
Well, I'm watching the replay of it, and the Clemson guy is pretty fucking handsy the whole way through.
That's not what they called, T-Bow.
That's not what they called.
What?
They throw it at the end. They throw it at the pass interference.
No. What I'm saying though, I mean, could you argue that he was impeding him and the guy was trying to run through him and they just extended his arms? I don't know.
No.
It doesn't matter. I don't really care that much about it.
All right.
No, I mean it was a crazy game, and it was just such a weird because Duke had such an early lead too. Clemson a bunch of like broken coverage and just horrible mistakes. I mean, obviously it was a 46-45 game that there was no defense playing this football game whatsoever.
I mean, also, like the bigger story. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Liam.
I'm not allowed to talk about that team, but they do play maybe the most bangers for whatever. Like they're playing bangers.
You're allowed.
Also,
allowed.
I mean, no, but now I think now we
They
have.
won.
I think I actually would like the motion to lift the D word ban with Liam.
Yeah.
Now considering that they have a very legitimate path to make the ACC.
I agree. You should be able
They
to
have
talk
one
about
loss
it.
in
They've
the
won,
They can make the title game.
and the ACC's garbage.
Where's
You're
my
allowed.
gavel? Where's my gavel? Order! Order!
Oh, I like
Order!
the gavel. You should
Order! Order! I will rule on this right now. The ban has been misinterpreted.
Oh,
There's never a ban for a Saturday night show to talk about what Duke did that day. There's a ban for during the week when Liam talks us all into Duke being good and Duke's going to beat this team, beat that team, beat this team, and they never fucking do. But on Saturday, when they win a game 46-45 on a bad call, he can talk about that until he's blue in the face. Do we understand? It's a weekday ban.
I was
Liam-
ready to call kangaroo court, but I think that's a pretty just ruling.
Liam, he did say when we recorded the college football show this week, because I said, I know you're not allowed to talk about it. He's like, no, he's allowed to talk about it here. So there are just caveats here.
I know. And Ev said it. I didn't want to do it. The D word's gonna win out.
There it is.
That was predictive. You can't do that. I need a gavel. Somebody buy me a gavel.
Yeah, we need a
I'll do it
gavel
right
for
now.
the
I'm going to
show
buy
for
you one.
sure.
What color you want?
I don't know.
Brown
man.
about that
I'm
long.
addicted to that team. It's a
Objection.
problem.
Pause.
They're talented.
Pause, Brandon. Pause.
God, that team is talented. They are. They really are.
Darian Mensah.
Good ball player.
Cooper Bark. I love him.
Shepard, good ball player.
Here's the thing, Liam, you should be able to talk about them right now because they did win a football game today. And I will say that, we talk about preseason predictions, and we've all buried this a long time ago. Clemson is just a dumpster fire. Like, they are so fucking just in a tailspin. But Duke pulling out that win, while, like Ev said, nobody played defense, is still a big win for them with the ACC being where it is.
It does really come with the help of some stripes on fourth down there at the end. And this was my pathetic ACC championship prediction. So,
Who did you have them playing in the ACC?
Clemson, Duke.
I don't think anybody can get upset about getting the ACC wrong.
No. But I could get upset at myself for being an idiot, and I have to call myself out.
Brandon,
I think we're so far down. I think we're so far beyond the pale of getting things wrong right now. This season's been fucking crazy.
Thank you. Like, let's just talk about the season. Yeah, Brandon, I think there were 3 wins today that were all kind of interesting and similar, and that was Texas Tech going on the road to Kansas State taking care of business. It was Louisville going on the road to Virginia Tech and taking care of business. And it was Virginia going on the road to Cal and taking care of business. All 3 kind of flawed ranked teams fighting to make statements this year, going into tricky spots. And I thought all 3 acquitted themselves quite well. It's a good gavel. It's a good gavel, yes.
Yeah, that looks good. You say they acquitted themselves quite well. I came away thinking Louisville's just kind of fraudulent. I came away thinking Virginia is just surviving, week-to-week basis. Texas Tech is the one that opened my eyes like, oh, wow, okay. Quarterback's back.
But wouldn't you have said that was also reflective of your belief entering, right?
Probably.
Or at least for me it was. So I was a little surprised that one of those did not drop. But yes, without a doubt, Texas Tech was a fucking statement because Kansas State's been playing way better ball as of late.
Kayce, how many ads we got?
I think we have 2 more. Let's talk about Boll and Branch, okay? I actually just got a new color of Boll and Branch. I got the dark gray, which I'm very excited about. It's it's cold out, it's spooky weather, but we know Boll and Branch is the best sheets in the game.
November.
And the best thing about Boll and Branch is you can put them right on the bed, but every time you wash them, they actually get more comfortable, which is very rare in the sheet game. It's perfect for creating your sanctuary of comfort. That's my whole thing with my room. It will be my sanctuary. It's an effortless upgrade. You get everything you need with the ease of one click. They have robes. They have pajamas. They have crib sheets. My son sleeps on Boll and Branch crib sheets like a king. They have customizable colors. They have everything, and it's made with the highest quality of 100% organic cotton and durable designs. They have everything you could possibly need. And I know I've talked about this before. When it's hot outside, they keep you cool. The weather's turning. It's getting very cold. It will keep you warm, but it's the same sheets every single time. Boll and Branch makes you upgrading your bed even easier than ever. They have the curated bundles for your sanctuary of comfort. Get 20% off the bed bundles for a limited time, plus free shipping and returns at bollandbranch.com/rough. That's BOLLAND branch.com/rough. 20% off bundles. Exclusions do apply. Holiday season's coming up. This is the best thing to do. I know, Ev, you have Boll and Branch sheets. Brandon, we've all got them. They're the best. bollandbranch.com/rough for 20% off your bundles. Exclusions do apply.
Liam, what is this? This is very funny.
Lukey made that when Brandon was talking about his Mississippi State, Arkansas. Guess what game it is?
Look at how happy he is.
He's
dude.
so happy.
Who won World Series MVP before I go any further?
Yamamoto.
Had to be Yamamoto, right? The three dubs.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
God,
all right.
Game 7. That was awesome.
I got one more thing that happened in the game I'll talk about before we do who won the week, who lost the week. That one thing, did you guys see Jeremiah Love's 92-yard, did I say his name right? It's late. Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
92-yard run against Boston College. Now, I don't think
the only play that I saw.
Notre Dame's performance isn't worth talking about right here. They just won, and fine, they're going to go to the playoff despite playing a junior high schedule. But anyway, do y'all think Marcus Freeman's happy about that? That run was hysterical, right?
He started fucking around like halfway through it.
He started fucking around for 40. He breaks into the secondary. He runs a little bit towards the Notre Dame, and it's clear that he's gone. And he just looks at the Notre Dame sidelines, just like either talking to him or like doing jokes for him or something. And he's just not even paying attention to where he's going.
I don't think Freeman does have a problem with it. Remember the segment Game Day did on Love last month, and Freeman was talking about how his parents approached him and was just like, "Hey, this
you hadn't seen it?
This
I didn't notice that. Sorry,
this kid's just so different." And Freeman has kind of taken like, I just let Jeremiah be Jeremiah. He can't be mad at this. It's Jeremiah being Jeremiah.
It's just hysterical because he's so it's so funny. He looks at the sideline for like 40 yards.
Yeah, he's talking to the boys. He's like, "Let's fucking go."
The only way you can get mad at that is if somehow you get fucking tackled. Like the only way a coaching staff could potentially be angry is if he just was dicking around and somebody catches him. But you can't be mad at that.
I don't think he'd really get mad. I just said that for a fact. But I do think he pulls him to the side and says, "Hey, let's not do that anymore."
And for what it's worth, he is why Ohio State does not have the best 4 players in the country.
He's that's so
good. That's the name that came to my mind when we were talking about it.
He is
phenomenal.
It's those
4 and him.
What are his Heisman odds right now? I know they've got to be pretty far off, but like they can't be.
I think
his numbers could be a little better, but he's just like
today
he ran
like a
4,000.
Fortunately for Heisman,
Yeah.
Today he had that 94 yarder, and I think he ran for 130 yards. Like he wasn't good outside of that.
They don't have
so many carries too. He gets a lot of touches.
Yeah, and they just like in the 2 games that were the big games they lost. So.
No mention of SEC teams in death spiral like LSU, Florida, Tennessee, Arkansas, Auburn. I guess if we didn't have a mention of them, if you missed the first 45 goddamn minutes of the fucking show.
We did talk about all that, yes.
Who are the teams?
What happened in Auburn, Kentucky? I didn't watch any Auburn, Kentucky.
It was.
No.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Hold on.
Throw up.
You were right to not watch it. It might have been the worst game of the year.
You know when you throw up in your mouth, and then you swallow
it back,
and it's just that disgusting taste in your mouth and throat. Just think about that, and that's what that game was.
You ever been to a public toilet that wasn't flushed before you? That was Auburn, Kentucky.
You know, it's not as bad as that, but what I hate maybe even more is the toilet can be clean, but it's a public toilet. You sit down on it, and it's still warm because somebody was just there. I really hate that, dude.
All right. Kayce Smith, who won the week?
Well, I don't want to take anybody else's, so I was gonna.
T-Bob Bear, who won the week?
All right.
You ready?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Case, you got it.
No, go.
Okay. Who won the week is
No, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I hate that I'm gonna do it. It's
Bam!
Texas. No, no.
I'll go.
Okay, go.
Oklahoma won the week because Oklahoma won a do-or-die game, and the reason, even though I alluded to earlier that I think they're going to lose to Alabama, and I do agree with that, but this is a conference like we're talking about that 2-10, 2-11. We're splitting hairs there. Who's to say they can't go to Bama and win? They kicked the shit out of them last year, and listen, I understand they're different teams. I understand Bama's a better team this year than they were last year, but why can't they go on a little run here? Why can't they go to Alabama, win a football game, and then win a couple? Who knows? They're a playoff team, so a do-or-die game in Knoxville when a lot of people doubted them. A lot of people were picking against him. A lot of people were saying Venables loses this game. Then he loses to Alabama. Is it nut cutting time? Is this guy fired? He gets a big-time win. It was a big-time performance. They made plays when they needed to. They lived to fight another day, see another week. Oklahoma won the week.
it's a very good winner.
T-Bob, who won the week?
All right, so I was between two. I was thinking about doing like the Big Ev Ohio State thing because I was very impressed today, but we already had that conversation. Fuck Big Ev and Ohio State. No, a game that we didn't really talk about. Ole Miss. Ole Miss won a game pretty convincingly against South Carolina. Hold on now, Brandon. Where Trinidad Chambliss did not play well, though. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss didn't do shit. They won this game with defense and running the ball. And South Carolina's offense has been great this year, so I understand that. But, like, when you talk about teams that are going to actually threaten to do things that they haven't done before, you have to be able to adapt to the situation at hand, right, and win in multiple ways. So here you have an Ole Miss team that holds South Carolina just 50 rush yards. They sack Sellers 6 times. Get him to throw 2 picks, 250 on the ground from us. I mean, Chambliss ends up 12-21, 159, 1 tud, 1 pick. He ran it pretty good, but like I guess maybe this is even more of a personal winner to me because I've been guilty of painting Ole Miss as just Trinidad Chambliss this year, and the rest of the team kind of lesser than. And this was a pretty impressive, maybe their most impressive team performance, and teams gaining confidence. Right. And this Ole Miss team seems to be one of those that is starting to kind of be like, oh, wait, maybe we fucking are that guy, actually. And so we'll see.
T-Bob, South Carolina's fucking garbage, man.
They almost beat.
That's fair. No, look, I'm not.
They're garbage.
That's fine. I'm not going to. I mean, what? That's my winner.
Garbage. All right. Kayce, who won the week?
I hate to say this and it pains me, but Ev did take Oklahoma. So here we go. So I think that Texas won the week. Now I've already said my piece on Indiana. I think that Indiana is just absolutely rolling. They deserve to be in the conversation with Ohio State. When you talk about teams gaining confidence, now, do I think that Texas is going to win out and be in the conversation for the playoff? Probably not. I think that they lose to Georgia. I echo what Liam said earlier. However, when you look at how down bad they were after the way they played against Ohio State, they looked like a complete corpse of a football team. I do find it ironic they were chanting overrated at Vandy today after they were the number 1 preseason team, but that's beside the point. To fight back a 21-point comeback in the fourth quarter, for the offense to look the way that they did, for Arch to have the best game that he did, they got off the mat today and they didn't look dead. They didn't look like a team that we thought that they were. And I feel like from a confidence standpoint, you talk about Arch Manning, like he needed this game. He needed to be back in Austin. He needed to be back at home. You know, Diego Pavia is trying to fight guys in the end zone and all that. Like Arch Manning getting that confidence and start getting that confidence back. It's a big win for Texas. It's a top 10 win. They have 2 top 10 wins now, whether you believe those teams are top 10 teams or not. They do have 2 top 10 wins on the season. And that's big. I don't think they're very good. But they won the week.
You mean you hope they're not very good?
No, I don't think they are. I don't.
I don't know how good they are. They're getting better, but
they're getting better.
Arch Manning stock guys. If anybody wants to join me, huddled. Who wants to join in on Arch? Brandon, can I interest you in some? Liam, You want to buy? Have Kayce? Anybody?
He
Okay,
looks
Brandon,
really.
I got you. I got you a few shares.
Lot of screens today. I tweeted it. It was depth via wide receiver screen.
When we talk about the
Makes
AP
good
top
plays,
25,
You know what, Ev? You're not in. No stock for you.
no,
No stock for you. Get fucking out of
I
here.
will say this.
Talk.
Yeah, can you please let me talk? So this is the thing. Thank you, Brandon. This is the thing when it comes to top 10 with AP. Like, do I think Oklahoma was a top 10 team when they beat them? No. Do I think that Vandy was a top 10 team today? Yes. So I will give them that. To say that they're like really, really good when they beat Vanderbilt and Kentucky and Oklahoma when John Mateer was barely hurt or barely healthy, like I'm not going to sit here and say they're all of a sudden one of the best teams in the SEC.
Yeah, maybe not.
But they're getting better.
They're getting better, and they have 2 top 10 wins.
Can we say this about top 10 wins too?
I don't care about
wanna
top
act
10
like-
wins, but they're getting better.
No,
I
but
do
that's
like
what
I
they're
do like
shouting
top
out.
10 wins, and I think they matter. I think where a team rank when you play matters. But like guys, kind of by definition, if we only cared about the final rankings, you couldn't have top 10 wins because those are all the teams that didn't lose.
Right.
You're talking about top 10, yeah.
That's my point. Is that congratulations to Texas. I do believe they had a top 10 win today. The last 3 wins that they have, I'm not necessarily jumping for
All right.
joy. We'll see what
Okay,
happens.
chat.
this
You
week.
can have some stock as well.
Can I just sum up what you just because you're an Aggie and you said who won the week? Texas, but they still suck.
Yeah, I
No.
love it.
I
love
said,
it.
hey,
Yeah, I love it.
listen. I jumped in. My girl Amanda Atwell. She's a Texas fan. She's amazing. She's gorgeous. Go follow her on Twitter. I said this. So she and Billy Lucci were going at it, and she was like, "Well, it's still a top 10 win." I was like, "It's absolutely a top 10 win." Vanderbilt was a top 10 team. We all argued that Vanderbilt was a top 10 team. Congratulations, it's a top 10 win. You still beat the teams that you've beaten, and Arch looks good. Let's see what happens when you play Georgia. Congratulations.
Let's see
All
what
right.
happens when they play A&M.
Blutman,
Future me problem.
who won the week?
CJ Bailey and Kevin Jennings both help will their teams to victory while playing on bad ankles. What CJ Bailey did, we did not encapsulate enough at all while we were talking NC State. Touchdown that he throws while he's working off his back. If you, I forget what the score was, but he's got pressure coming in his face and he's working back left on his bad ankle and just delivers a rope to the other side of the field. Well, we're in Syria, but super impressive. Oregon State, maybe the shocker of the day, beating Wazoo 10-7 at home. Watched every second. Was stinker. Wazoo missed a 30-yard field goal with a minute left, but Oregon State, great win. North Texas, who does not have anywhere near a good defense, is able to shut down Navy's explosive plays in their option attack. Super impressive. Mestamaker, great, shining once again. They'll be at the P4 next year. Zesty for Mesty. Drake Lindsay, sick game-winning touchdown. What a player. Bright talent. Too bad he's suffocated by flex dictatorship. The Miami SMU audio for a bit decided to go no broadcast commentary. It was fascinating. It wasn't a technical difficulties thing. It was a built-in. We're doing no broadcasting sound. It's just straight up crowd noise and the feels and what's on the field. I love that so much. I would sign up and buy that package if it was available.
Wait,
what?
No, they do that on Skycast. If you ever find the Skycast,
Yeah, but I'm not watching Skycast. I like watching football normally.
All right, sorry.
Q3 is a big winner today as well. Loses 10-3 at Kentucky, $15.4 million in his bank account probably as soon as tomorrow. Good for him. The Oilers announcer that said the Toronto Blue Jays have won the World Series when they just hit a pop fly to a warning track bomb night.
There were
that guy's a winner.
Game of inches. Toronto was
so
inches
fun.
away so many times. Heartbreaking for Blue Jays fans, too.
Brandon, who won the week?
Who won the week? I mean, listen.
Go off, King.
If you think you can walk into Abilene, Texas, okay, in front of 12,000 screaming Wildcat faithful at Wildcat Stadium with a temperature of 65 degrees at 7:33 p.m. and a game lasts 4.5 hours. If you think you can walk in there and just beat Abilene Christian, I don't care if you're 9-0 Tarleton State. I don't care if you're this great big team. You had to fight from behind. You outscored them 18-3 in the fourth quarter. And then what happened? Game-winning field goal. Abilene Christian wins the week. Like I said on Thursday. When you guys were focused on Ohio State and focused on Texas A&M and focused on LSU and focused on whoever you're focused on, I said, watch out. Because in Abilene, Texas, shit gonna go crazy this weekend. And guess what happened? Put your fucking finger down, Kayce. Guess what happened? Abilene Christian shocks the world. And they beat Tarleton State. That's who won the week.
Brandon
And Mississippi State.
Well, Brandon, do you want us to do it? Is that what the cute little bit was? Do you want us to say that you won the week?
Brandon definitely won the week. First SEC win in 2 years, sign of an improving program, doing it in a tough environment, like a tough setting where it would have been easy to give up given the context of the game. I'm proud of the Bulldogs, Hail State. I've always thought of myself as an honorary Bulldog in many ways. So I was very glad to see this today.
If I had a cowbell, I'd ring it for you, Brandon.
Listen, we all know the best teams in the country beat Arkansas by 3. That's
Yeah,
just
it's
how
true.
it goes.
It's true.
Listen, win's a
Kayce,
win. Winning in the SEC is very tough.
You got one more ad?
I do. Yes, it's Chubbies. Okay, we love a good thigh, right? We love
Look
Look at this lineup.
we love thighs. Okay,
We are the
So,
Chubbies. Not you.
Chubbies,
sorry.
they have
My
the
bad.
shorts, right? But they also have the everywhere pants, and they should be in your top drawer because these pants are lightweight, durable, and water resistant, ready to tackle whatever the day throws. And I that YouTube knows your algorithm, right? Every once in a while, I'll just get like a random like Chubbies ad, and like the guys look great, no matter.
Why
who
would
you-
that be? Why would that? Why would you be?
Getting a
bunch of-
Chubbies ad? Probably because I'm
bunch of-
saying it out loud.
Bunch of
And-
thick-thighed men running around in your
Listen,
algorithm there. Interesting.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. And also everything's listening. And I'm talking about Chubbies right now. So it'll be on there when I go into my room. So if you're looking to rep your favorite football squad, Chubbies also has the new NFL collection and exactly what football fans have been waiting for. So you can rep your favorite team while lounging, whether you're on your couch, by the pool, you can hang out in the hot tub. They have the buttery stretch polos and the vibrant team swim trunks. So if you're living in a place right now like Arizona, LA, down south, you're still getting in the hot tub, go ahead and get those. But also, again, the everyday or the everywhere pants are the best. They're stretch polos, they're team trunks. Everything is comfortable, eye-catching, and you can show off your team spirit wherever you are. And for a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners 20% off your purchase at Chubbies with the promo code UR at checkout. So I know it sounds crazy, but it is November 1st. Black Friday is coming up, and Chubbies right now is already starting to run a Black Friday sale. So skip the code and take advantage of an even bigger markdown during their exclusive Black Friday sale. It's coming up, folks. It's coming up quick. Okay, I know that sounds nuts, but it is. So just head to chubbyshorts.com and make sure you show our show, Unnecessary Roughness, support. Tell them we sent you. That's CHUBBIES shorts.com.
What is Brandon Bitts doing? What's going on
more.
here?
This isn't Brandon Bitts. One more who won the week. All the dads out there who are just going through the kids' trick-or-treat candy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I ate so many Reese's today.
While the kids are asleep. And by the way, all the Yak and Dan and all that saying, this is my kids' trick-or-treat candy. I sent 3 of them out, and this is what I got. So fuck all y'all.
I tweeted this earlier, and
You
you
might
guys,
have had it in a pillowcase, by the way.
I love the pillowcase.
The
Old school,
pillowcase
dude.
is only way.
I should have done that. Why the
Only
fuck did I have my kids
Yeah.
do that? I'm doing that from now
Pillowcase
on
will get
again.
the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
We did pillowcases too.
seasoned
Yesterday.
parents on this podcast. So this
Yeah.
is my first Halloween where my son knew what was going on. He's like 2.5, a little bit over. And this morning, as soon as he woke up, first of all, he didn't want to get out of bed, which was great. But he was like, "It's time to trick or treat again." I said, "Well, no, it's not." He said, "Okay, fine, candy." And I said, "Well, no, you have to eat breakfast first." But then he said, "Mama, I want to watch Space Jam and cuddle." And he does this thing where he goes, "Cuddle with my mama." I have to give this man candy, right? Like, I know that there's laws around it, but like the day after Halloween, you're allowed to give candy at 8, right?
I will never judge. But that man definitely has you wrapped around his fucking finger. I mean, he hopped in bed and got Space Jam 1 put on and Tootsie Rolls at 8 a.m. That's a fucking power play.
He had
right
a
there,
Jolly
dude.
Rancher lollipop.
That's a fucking power play. Dude.
All right, Big Ev. Big Ev, who lost the week?
Can't say no to that.
I said no, but I don't know. My kids are cool with it. I don't know why.
I would say Miami lost the week. I believe the quote is from Bronx Tale: "The saddest thing in life is wasted talent."
Oh,
And regardless of the results of this game and the Louisville game, this Miami team is incredibly talented. They have a playoff roster. In my opinion, I think talent for talent, pound for pound, a top 5 roster. I truly believe that. But to fall on their face like this again and again, it's sad to watch. They're going to have a bunch of future NFL players who are stars. Ruben Bain to Malachi Tony to Mayalga is going to be a starting tackle in the league next year. A bunch of guys. But when it's got to all come together as a cohesive group, and I think Liam talked about it a lot, just the attitude, the culture, all that looms large over this program. And they went from ACC champs looking like it was going to be a runaway to probably not even making the title game. Their season's basically done with 2 losses in the conference. So bye-bye, Miami. Losers.
Bless you.
Sorry about that, Big M. T-Bob, who lost the week?
I don't feel great about my loser here, and we kind of already talked about it, but again, this is a tale as old as time for Nebraska here to blow a fourth quarter lead against a ranked opponent, or not even against ranked, but just to blow a fourth quarter lead. The ranked opponent's sort of the salt of the wound, and then on top of just only in college football, in the very special environment that the power players of college football have created, would you have somebody extended as rule was through 2032, given all the new money, only to go out and just piss down his leg immediately afterwards in the same way that Nebraska's been pissing out legs the last 5 years. And I've been a Nebraska truther 4 years in a row now. 4 years in a row I've hopped on and said this is it, and it's just wrong. Maybe it's never going to be it. Maybe it's never going to be it, I don't know.
Kayce, who lost the week?
Well, Ev started it, but we're gonna finish with the ACC in general. First of all, we do need to give a little bit of credit to North Carolina. Okay, that
Why?
feels like it was a very long time ago.
What they do?
Well, they won.
What? Who'd they beat?
Won. They beat Syracuse. It's fine.
With the freshman lacrosse player at quarterback.
Listen,
Hysterical. A
Was
great
0 for 11.
Bill Belichick, he's off the mat. Okay, but no, when you
not off the mat. No way. That's
He
worse.
started 0 of 11 in a.
It was awesome. As a guy who bet North Carolina, it was awesome. They literally
It was awesome. It was
completed
great. Okay, Friday night they beat them 27-10. Okay, but no, when you look at the ACC, and we have this argument all the time about the Big Ten and the SEC and who's better. Like we can assume Notre Dame could be in that conversation, but it's like who's going to get 2 teams into the college football playoff?
Yeah,
and it's been between the Big 12 and the ACC. What the ACC did today, and I'm not saying it's completely out, but on November the 2nd at 2 a.m. or whatever time it is with daylight savings, like the ACC is such a mess, and all the teams that were in that conversation made a mess of themselves, that the ACC is just proving that they don't just, in my opinion, they do not deserve multiple teams in the college football playoff. We talk about Alabama all the time, and the Alabama-Florida State game, which was week 1, absolutely means nothing. But Florida State's absolute garbage. Miami's garbage. Georgia Tech had it coming. The ACC does not deserve 2 teams. I'm not even 100% sure, depending on who it is, they would deserve 1, but they'll get one. But it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And what happened today was just a disgusting display of football across the board.
Chad says, yeah, where's all the Jordan haters now? Yeah, stand up.
Liam, you can probably say this more because you're more socially online than me. Did she post any Halloween photos?
Oh, we got to.
I don't have it.
I don't know. I figured they go viral on college football Twitter. I figured they would go viral for college football.
I have no idea. I don't know if I've never been to her Instagrams.
Well, if it didn't make college football Twitter, then it probably didn't happen. Because I would assume if she did it, it would be all over.
Brandon, who lost the week?
No, Liam, who lost the week?
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
All right. That guy in chat who has spammed Indiana State for 46 minutes. Here's your moment, dude.
God damn it. That was mine.
I tried, Brandon. Fuck you.
South Dakota State lost the weekend. You come in here as a top 5 team.
Well, you're going to – okay, fine.
No, you do it.
No, you go.
No, you go.
You show me what you got.
Yeah, I like this.
What do you mean what I got?
Flop it out.
Ooh.
Flop it out. Put it on the table.
How about South Dakota State being a perennial FCS contender and they lead this game for 14 seconds, and as soon as you take a 3-0 lead, you give them an 84-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and Indiana State, who's 3-6 on the season, mollywops you in front of God and everybody? That's what I got, Liam. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to play when Chase Mason's out is the issue for South Dakota State when they don't have their starting quarterback. And they can't, they're not a good football team without Chase Mason. But Tarleton State, South Dakota State, UC Davis, North Dakota, that's ranked teams 2, 4, 6, 8. They all lose. Lamar lost. Northern Arizona lost. Chaos in the FCS. You also have losers, people who don't watch Michael Trigg. You are missing out on so much good stuff. I feel bad for you. I pity you. This guy every single week is making highlight reel catch. His hands might be the size of an elephant's ear. Did you see the one-handed catch that he made today? Well, he made 2 of them, but he's unbelievable. T-Bob, sorry, bud. T-Bob, loser. I don't have to hear about Tulane playoff in the same sentence anymore this year, at least so I think. So that's a good thing. The James Madison playoff doubters, you're also a loser. That guy in chat, the Nebraska fan, owes me $1,000 for incorrectly predicting what my Nebraska USC thoughts were. They were just that, hey, this is a team who I think was going to win that game. I don't think that they're going to find a way to mess up and lose it. I think if Raiola is healthy, that Nebraska ends up winning that game. It is more like I just come away from that game thinking USC, Lincoln Riley on their own, the Big Ten, still not it. I think Colorado's just sad to watch, man. It really is sad. They got plastered by Arizona today. At one point, I think Arizona had 38 points on 31 plays ran, something like 1.2 points per play. It's bad for Colorado. I think Dion should step down at the end of the season. Georgia -7, Cal +6.5 betters. Prayers. And fifth graders from England who got fifth graders from England got dominated by Ohio State. Ohio State celebrated Bruce's 60th birthday party by having the most conical party hats in one place. They dominated the English fifth graders record by like 2,000.
Suck it, English fifth graders. My bitch.
So we stole their record for most conical hats. So I was
it's ours now.
Brandon, by the way, Brandon
Johnson was wearing one.
Brandon,
They sat around and got on their complacent little asses, and we went out there and we took it from them.
Yep.
Brandon, here, can I recommend something? We're gonna do shit lists, right? Well, have you done Who Lost the Week? You go back.
Hold on.
No, hold on. No, you hold on. You're gonna go back, and then you can leave because the 4 of us hung out like 45 minutes last week. So you know what? We're gonna let you get it. You can leave, and we'll hang out.
I can't leave because Katie told me I can't leave until my recording's finished tonight.
Well,
you can't close the site. You can walk away.
You can walk away. You can go to sleep.
Yeah, but then I'd have. All right. As far as shit list, by the way, lost the week for me was just that stupid little South Dakota State thing. All right. For me, and I don't know if y'all want to do this or not. I don't know if y'all came up with your individual shit list, but I, for one time, think we should have a united front on the shit list. And I think we should stand up right now and point 2 fingers, the 2 that Kayce has, point one of them at YouTube TV and point the other one at Disney, ESPN, ABC. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. We have 13 or 14 of these weekends a year. They are special. They are precious. We wait all year for them. And you greedy fucks, whether it's ESPN and Disney wanting more money than God or YouTube TV, who promised me an easier experience. It was supposed to get easier. Streaming was supposed to make it easier. And it just made it harder. It's made it more fucked up. Used to, I knew where everything was. I could go there. I could watch it, whatever. Now, I'm paying 800 different people $800 billion different dollars, and I don't know where anything is, and I go on ESPN's app, it's supposed to be ESPN's Unlimited. I click in one thing, and then I go over here, and I click out, I click into another thing. Takes for fucking ever. Why is it so fucking hard?
By the way, the fact that my fucking quad box, which was the best thing about YouTube TV, we've talked about this, the quad box, now they can customize it this year. It's fucking great. At one point, I had fucking horse racing on because there was nothing else fucking on because everything else had to be on my son's iPad or my laptop or my phone. Go fuck yourselves. And by the way, they're both greedy fucks. I'm convinced this is ESPN. I'm convinced they were just like, go get your little bundle. Fuck you. Like how do we deal with this? And I swear to God, I thought at like 11:50 Eastern, we would get a tweet, we get an email, we get a notification. It's like, we've come to an agreement. You guys get it. Absolutely the fuck not. Now it's just fuck you. Fuck you, ESPN. Fuck you, Disney. And fuck you, YouTube TV.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
YouTube TV, you got about 24 hours and I'm out.
Out. The problem is
that is what Disney wants.
That's what they want.
The Disney power play. Because then you go into their ecosystem. So I mean, it's a classic. We are just a common man stuck in the tug of war between our corporate overlords, the giants. This is Blade Runner.
I texted Ev at some point today, and I was like, I'm getting increasingly angrier because I was like, this is just crazy.
Well, it's infuriating because it's like I'll call it this. Like, listen, I'm a little slut for college football. Yes. So guess what? Yeah, I have ESPN Unlimited now. Those scumbags, I have it because what else am I gonna do? I'm a little slut. I'm a little addict for college football, and I need it. I'm gonna fucking burn it down with my little fucking spoon and my lighter and fucking inject it into my veins, however much it costs, however much I need to do. But that's because I'm sick and I need football. I need to watch ball, and they take advantage of that. They take advantage of people like me across this country, and it's sick because ESPN knows. If we take these guys these junkies that need their college football so bad, if I rip it away on a beautiful college football Saturday, like Kayce said, that are precious, we only get so many of them. This is 10. We only have one more month of the regular season that we're gonna buy it, and they're gonna come out in a day or two, and they're gonna magically come to this agreement, and that's why I blame YouTube TV as well. ESPN is definitely more to blame. They have to be more to blame. But YouTube TV is also to blame because they could have made something happen. They could have made a concession for the common man, for their people, but they wouldn't do that because they're greedy scumbags.
And the fact that I love some of these people, and Laura, this is not at you. This is not at you, Laura. All the ESPN personalities being like, go to this and do this, that. And I know that was coming from the top. That was coming from the man. But like, let's be for fucking real here. Okay. Like I waited until literally big noon kickoff was done, which is done at like 12:10. And I was like, I can still get it on YouTube TV. I had to go subscribe to the ESPN bundle and it was already 10-0 in the Texas Vandy game. I was like, this is crazy. So
it was last night. I didn't realize it was last night. I went to turn on whichever one, North Carolina, whatever the first game was. I went to go turn it on. Or it was Rice. I think it was Rice Memphis. And realized I was like, holy fuck, it's tonight. That's why I went into panic. I got a frenzy and I got an ESPN Unlimited. I didn't know what else to do. I panicked.
Bullshit.
All right.
If anybody wants to work around on a PC, Hulu Live is like, okay, you can open multiple windows, but it all just fucking sucks.
I did wait the whole show for this one, Brando.
What you got?
I sent visual aid for it in the Roughness group chat. Refereeing is out of control. I swear I have to do this every week. It's out of control. I won't talk about the Vandy 2-point conversion, which is a whole nother issue. This sicko referee in the Arkansas-Mississippi State game should probably be. This guy is a sick freak who knew who knew exactly what he was doing, and you all could see it.
I see it. It's crazy.
It looks like intentional grounding to me. What are we looking at?
It isn't okay. It is intentional grounding.
The way he does
T-Bob, look at his mannerisms.
Oh, you're saying okay. I thought you were caught up in call.
He's being petty as fuck.
Correct. He knows what he's doing. He wants the moment to be all about him. It is a saunter, and it is a direct grab the flag and drop it right at the Oklahoma player, the Mississippi, the Arkansas player's feet. I can't speak. This stuff makes me angry, man.
Hey, Liam, you know who went on this rant? And I know it's different in the NFL and college. Gruden went on this rant in
we
a
talk about
phenomenal
this.
way on the NFL show. We shredded, like we turned his music on and he went crazy. He's so sick of the refs being in the weight room. He's sick of seeing their biceps. He's sick of seeing all that shit.
We talk
What, he
about
just
this.
hates Hockley?
I told he talked to me about the refs with biceps, and I said, "Yeah, have you seen Christian Watson?" And he was like, "Yeah." We talk about the ref stuff. We shred him. This guy, I don't want him to. He shouldn't be on the field. Sorry, I know he gave you a win, Brandon.
He didn't give me a win.
He helped secure it. I mean, it was intentional grounding. I just hate the saunter, the swagger, it's me.
He kind of sunbaited. He's like, boop.
It's the
Brandon, be cute.
bad guy.
You won. Be cute, Brandon. Everyone be cute. Congratulations, Brandon. You got your SEC win.
All right, we'll see you motherfuckers in Starkville next week. Yes.
Yes, and also I maybe it's off. I know you probably didn't see it in the group text. The first college football playoff rankings is coming out Tuesday, so I'd assume Monday Night Live is now moving to Tuesday Night Live because that's when the college football ranking comes out.
I don't know. Probably. Who knows?
Same hotel in Starkville for you?
He doesn't know. We don't have hotels. We're sleeping on the bus.
Don't you?
We're sleeping on the bus.
Don't you dare.
No,
That
it's
was
like I'm sure
that
you get
was
like an
a
Airbnb or
genuine
something.
question.
All right, that's it. Thanks. Take her down, Lukey. Thank you for watching. We'll be back.